Look at Asia Pacific, it's kind of been leading the way in terms of instant payments, right? Of course, Zengen started decades ago, but the next wave literally started out of APAC. And APAC is now seeing the emergence of the second wave of immediate payments. One, of course, domestic. Some markets in ASEAN are beginning to roll out their own domestic payments. But more importantly, I think the other change that you're seeing is the bilateral connectivity that's happening between instant payment schemes, right? You have your prompt pay, pay now, and so on. So that's putting up an interesting challenge for banks, because when you look at banks in the region and even outside, I think it's a common challenge. A lot of them are sitting on legacy systems which don't support ISO 20022. Some of them don't support a 24/7 operation as well. So I think some of those are challenges from a technology perspective. But when you look at it from a business perspective, as long as you're on the domestic immediate payment side, not that there's no challenge there. I think the ISO and 24/7 are a challenge. But when you move into cross-border real-time payments and the linkages of these payments schemes, it brings up additional challenges from a business and operations perspective, right? Because one, there's FX to contend with. Two, there is liquidity to contend with. Three, with the domestic schemes, quite likely, not every scheme is doing things like fraud checks, etc. But when you start moving cross-border, those become important as well. So those are challenges that banks are facing. And those are challenges that we've kind of foreseen because of our experience in the payment space. We work with, as you're aware, some of the largest banks. And that's where we've kind of been moving towards from a solution perspective as well. How do we enable banks to address these challenges? So our product, for example, is native ISO 20022. For a long time, on the high value side, cross-border high value side, we've been helping banks manage things like liquidity, FX, and so on. And now we've also we've just launched what we are calling compliance as a service, where we have fintechs in our ecosystem which bring in solutions around these capabilities, and we're offering it in a pre-integrated model to our customers so that they have an end-to-end capability to take to market and address their customers' requirements as well. Because irrespective of which segment you're looking at, initially it was all retail, but now you're seeing SMEs and large corporates moving into that space as well. And therefore it's important for banks to figure out how they're going to be addressing each of these segments, which bring their own challenges. So our focus has been around not just offering them the best in terms of payments capability, but how do you approach it from an overall solution perspective, right? By bringing in these value-added capabilities around the payments processing, and that's been our focus. So yes, challenging times, lots of changes happening in the market, but I think we are prepared to help our customers and prospective customers address them as well.
Okay.